So Sage Mode Kabuto versus White Mask Obito. That's definitely a very interesting one that's discussed throughout the fandom, rightfully so. The best way is to compare their performances, I would say. Compare the parameters established, I would say, to come to the best conclusion. So what we do know is that Sage Mode Kabuto faced Itachi holding back, and you could even argue Sasuke holding back. Kabuto as well was holding back. He didn't want to just eliminate Sasuke. He had some sort of interest for him. It was at least implied. So you could argue he was holding back to some arbitrary extent. I would argue he wasn't holding back against Itachi though. He has no reason to. Can't not like he can kill him anyway.
Yeah, no, he said he's literally gonna change the fucking tag in his head and make him and then win.
And now we have White Mask Obito facing Casey to Naruto, Kakashi, and my guy with the 7th or 6th gate, depending on whether you consider manga or anime. To me, they are comparable. I just think that KCM2 is above, at least in speed, EMS Sasuke and Odio Itachi, at least at this point of the narrative. So I would deduce at bare minimum that White Mask Obito is faster than Sage Mode Kabuto. That way I would say somewhat safely. So I think if they were to have a skirmish, he would best him at least in terms of speed, and what would also reinforce this notion is the fact that he wasn't fearful of him whatsoever until he saw Madara's reincarnated body. That's when he was like, okay, I'm gonna have to work with this guy. I got no choice. Madara is around. I can't simply just take this guy out. So that would also reinforce the notion to me that he doesn't see Sage Mode Kabuto as a threat to the point where he is concerned by it. He wasn't very concerned until again he saw Madara in the casket. So I would say most likely White Mask Obito takes it, and especially if he doesn't have those Jinchurikis tying him down, he would probably use Rinnegan abilities as well. So that's what I would say. If you guys
I definitely agree that since just based off of tangible scaling, that KCM2 would definitely scale above Edo Itachi, who is quite relative to Sage Kabuto. We know that Edo Itachi is above KCM1 to some arbitrary extent, and even EMS Sasuke with reactionary speed at the very least. But to what extent, we can't really concretely say.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I will say that Obito would have not only the tangible speed to maneuver or even attack him if need be, he also has calmly to, become intangible.
That'd be a big problem. A big problem
on Kabuto's attack.
Yeah.
But Obito, the thing is, he would probably have to seal Kabuto in the calmly dimension, just because he does have insane regeneration.
That'd be a problem, yeah.
So, and he's not really known for high AP attacks like
I agree.
Sengon or etc. So I think that would be his win con, and he does have the adequate speed to do so. I think that would be the way the battle would go out, honestly. But,
oh shit, Jared Jeets with $10. Appreciate that, brother. Again, being a goat. But yeah, Batman, you can go ahead. You can answer that first.
Yeah. No, you're fine, brother. What's it called? If you had a question, we can hit that first. If you guys want to too, because those are the prior rotation, by the way. So anybody that donates, whatever, we love you and we're there.
We appreciate that.
What's it called? But if you didn't have a question though, the only thing I'll say on that, I think you guys did really good analyzing that in a nutshell. What I'm gonna say with this guy is you guys gotta understand Kabuto, he's strong, he's really, really powerful. I'm not gonna deny that. He has so much hacks, he has this and that, whatever. But this is the thing, technically, when we're talking about Obito, because this is the real question, are we granting Obito the tail beast or he's not? Because technically when Obito has the tail beast, he's nerfed.
Yep.
He's not even at full power. You know what I mean? So if we're talking about a full power Obito, I don't know, man. I think Obito's kind of just going in and just either, comboing him or it's either Kabuto's still gonna have enough reaction time, bare minimum, kind of similar to Itachi, or Sasuke or Madara and Obito, because all of them have reaction feats against KCM2 Naruto. They're not traveling as fast. There's moments where Obito's kind of traveling and going forward and whatnot, but whenever Naruto does his main speed shit, I don't know if you guys remember, but it normally do a bolt of lightning in a way. I mean, that's when he's going at full fucking body flicker teleportation speed. I don't think he's doing that at all fucking times when he's moving.
Sure.
What's it called? But either way, for the most part, all of them have reaction feats, etc., etc. And it feels safe to say, Madara and Obito could be on that level similarly as well. But what I will say, guys, is when it comes to Obito, throughout that whole time while he's even fighting against that team, and then eventually KCM1 and then KCM2, like he's not even at full power, bro.
Agreed.
Like and this man's still just giving them a run for their money. You know, his Kamui can still activate perfectly on time, which is impressive because we know Minato's like flying Raijin when he was the Yellow Mask Obito, like a kid. Like that was enough, like, you know, fast enough to just kind of tag him. And things like that. So the fact that like Naruto can't even do like a similar feat remotely to where he's like, you know, teleport, because we know he can teleport. We've seen it.
Yep.
When he got really pissed with Madara and Obito and they like threw both attacks to kill everybody, he goes like full speed and says, "You guys like, you know, make me sick or whatever," and he teleports and stops both their attacks and shit. You know what I mean? So like you have that. You know what I mean? So like when it comes in the scaling side of things, I do strongly feel like that's just still in Obito's favor.
I agree,
you know what I mean? Especially if he's nerfed or especially if he's at full fucking power.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, but let's say if you want to give Kabuto the benefit of the doubt and say they're still in a similar ballpark or, you know, go along with certain other things. You know what I mean? Like I still feel like even if you grant Kabuto reaction, whatever, that Obito like if he does like a Shimura Tensei, you know what I mean? Like wouldn't that just like negate anything he fucking does?
Yeah, pretty much.
The data books, etc. Like you know what I mean. So you have that too. Like I feel like there's just so much in favor for Obito because now he has way more hacks. He has the Rinnegan, you know, all this stuff, you name it. It's just he's just more of a threat in my opinion in comparison even to Kamui. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I do know like the Rinnegan can take a toll chakra wise, and he even says like, oh, you know, to spam whatever because it can, you know, be kind of, you know, bad in a way or whatever because of stamina or chakra reserves.
Yeah.
But one thing you guys gotta understand, it's still technically beneficial compared to Orange Mask Obito because Orange Mask Obito's main thing is just Kamui.
That's all
you know
he
what I mean?
has,
It's just Kamui or Wood Style, you know, or Genjutsu shit, you know what I mean? Or Fireball, whatever, things like that.
Yeah, so
While with White Mask, this motherfucker can do all Rinnegan abilities now. Okay, he can do Kamui, Wood Style, like he just has such a bigger, you know, arsenal to where it's like he's just more of a threat in many, many ways. And so even if Kabuto does like a hacks or this or whatever, Rinnegan should just be able to deal with it. That's it. Like Madara states several times, Rinnegan can deal with all jutsu. You know, we see Nagato use his abilities and it just shuts everything down. Like, so I don't really see any way for Kabuto to come down. But you know, what were you saying, Pittman?
No, go ahead, but I don't want to interrupt you. Just wanted to add on to that when you're done.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. What's it called? So like this basically, in you know, a fucking small way to say it, I guess, is, you know, when it comes to Obito, he just has way more in comparison. Scaling would be even still in his favor too, if you really think about it. The only big thing Kabuto could really have is like, you know, if he uses Madara in this fight, I guess, you know, like as an Edo. That's another thing. Like I don't know if we're just right. Edos and shit either, but if it's just like them, if it's just Kabuto with his Sage Mode abilities and all that, you name it. I just don't see him winning that at all. If he had those like the whole Akatsuki, or maybe even Madara, then maybe Kabuto has a chance, you know, the pressure or whatever. But you know,
yeah. Just empirically, and I would also say rationally, it's in Obito's favor by quite a substantial degree. You'd have to give Sage Mode Kabuto a lot of benefits of the doubts to even make it more contentious. Just their interactions alone prove who's superior. I mean, even in Kabuto said, "Yeah, I can't handle this guy." He says it himself.
Like I'll be honest. Like Orange Mask Obito, like I'm gonna be fair. Like that man saw the entire Akatsuki, and he just still just goes.
Yeah, not even that was too problematic to him. Yeah, it wasn't until oh shit, Alexa is back again, flexing her bag once again. Big bag, man.
I was gonna say that bad, man. I completely agree though, bro. I was gonna say if we do give Obito his full extent of his capabilities, then I think it'd be fair to do that with Kabuto as well, and therefore give him Meadows.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And even someone like Hashirama, guys. I mean, we know he has his cells unlocked, so I mean, it wouldn't be like, you know, unquestionable or far-fetched to say. But imagine if he did have all those Edos. Like, I don't know if Obito has that much chakra to seal all of them.
It'd be a problem.
And you know, someone like Hashirama could deal with the Bijus too. So I mean, like it's if you give him both their full powers. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Like what I will say, what I was tagging with that with Jay, you know, like it's extremely impressive that Obito even went to still fight because he says, "Oh, you think this shit scares me? I'm just gonna kill you." And he goes to charge. Then Kabuto reacts and does like, you know, reanimation. He's like, "No, you cannot defy me." He sees Madara, he's like, "Oh fuck," you know what I mean? Like whatever.
Now there's a threat.
Like you can, like you can say at that point, you know, like that, you know, what's it called? That like he thinks he could still be able to have a really good fight with Kabuto. So I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Obito's just slamming.
No, he's not just slamming
that Kabuto
him.
and all those
No,
Akatsuki
definitely
Edos. Like
not.
that's gonna definitely be
It's
a
gonna be a
really
problem.
tough fucking battle.
Yeah.
Like if anything, like you know what I mean, that could Obito might lose, maybe. I don't know. Like that's a really hard fucking battle. But the moment he whipped out Madara, there's just no way.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
so
there's just no like especially if he has him like suppressed. I mean, because this is the real question too. Like, if Kabuto brings back Madara the way he did in the War arc, where he has full, awareness of his knowledge and he's at like close to his original power as well. Okay, then technically in character, Madara wouldn't fight for Kabuto. He'd be like,
he wouldn't even fight him.
Obito's he's my comrade or whatever. Like, what are you doing? And then Kabuto would just have to obey and be a bitch to the
Madara would just
die.
He would do what he did in the original storyline. He'd just break out of the Edo Tensei control. That's what he did.
Yeah,
true.
That too. Yeah, if Hashirama could do it, I don't see why Madara could. See that's insane. I mean, like even if Kabuto was smart to suppress Madara and use him as a tool, like basically as like a mindless whatever. You know what I mean? This way he's not having to deal with his personality, whatever that he brought in the war. I do agree with that with Jay too, where like he probably just overpower like what Hashirama does, or Orochimaru even states that he can't control him, whatever yada yada, and we know that Madara is similar to Hashirama. You know what I mean? So like therefore like he would just get out to do a similar feat, and he'd be like, "What the fuck's going on?" And Obito would be like, "Oh yeah, he's a traitor, blah blah. He's trying to use you to kill me." And then Madara would be like, "Oh really? All right, bet. Well, let's kill him."
Yeah. So
So if it's in character, that doesn't help at all. But if we ignore those character, traits, and then we just say like maybe bloodlusted, then sure, you can maybe give it to you can give it to Kabuto because it's Madara at that point and whatnot. But
or gives him a different tag altogether, like a specialized tag to remove all like personal will. That's what does like special shinobi in general, because he knows they'll probably break out of it. He's smart.
Yeah, it was established several times that if you try to control a shinobi greater than yourself, they break out. Hashirama did it, or he could have done it.
That's why Orochimaru did it with
Madara did it.
And Hashirama in the beginning.
Yeah, Madara did it. He broke the contract when he was fighting the 5 Kage. He broke out of his control as well. So that
is true. Yeah, when he was going away and he said, "Nah, fuck this," and he just
But shout out to Shinobi himself for resubscribing as a member. Appreciate that.
Is there?
Let's see what Sir Jeet said in his others. The reason I asked that was because I was thinking about War Kakashi versus Edo Itachi. And I was like, I guess it depends on who would win between Sage Kabuto versus White Mask Obito. The greatest threat that Obito faced, though, was KCM2 Naruto, not Kakashi. I actually think that Kakashi would fall to Edo Itachi. First of all, he wouldn't be able to seal him. Second of all, unless we presuppose that his Sharingan allowed him to learn a sealing jutsu, maybe. But I just
one.
I think but as far as caliber, I think Edo Itachi is still above him. Above War Kakashi. Obviously DMS no, but War Kakashi is a good chance that Edo Itachi might be a scale above him.
So. And when Naruto, I don't know if you guys agree with this too, but Naruto's a little bit more different when it comes to his forms, because I would arguably say that Naruto is technically at full power when he goes KCM2, because the way that works is like Kurama has to amass a big fucking amount of chakra.
Yep.
And once it's ready, he releases it, and then Naruto can transform.
It's like
So whenever he goes to KCM2, it's not like it's a half-ass KCM2 or he just got KCM2 and he's like, going all out or whatever. And now you could say he's a fatigued or not full power KCM2.
Essentially,
whenever he goes into it, he's at full power.
Yeah. Essentially, what happens is Kurama is infusing more chakra into his network at a higher degree with more chakra.
Yeah.
That's basically what he does.
That's more impressive for Obito and Madara and you name it, because like motherfucker's going full power KCM2. He does it like twice, during that beginning of like when everything goes down. And Obito can still react with Wood style, and Madara can react as well. And mind you, there's even a point where, in my opinion, Naruto had a mental amp to a degree, like Bloodlusted, where he's screaming at Madara. He's like, "Dead people should remain dead," or something like that. And then he goes to him with, like, Chibi Bomb, Rinnegan, and Madara just blocks that shit.
Yeah. So let's see. I've been seeing a lot. Go ahead.
I think the speed. I don't think the gap would be like gargantuan. Like if you want to give like War Kakashi with a Nine Tails gap, obviously, he was going off against the V2 Jinchuriki, and they're relative to KCM1 to some degree, and Edo Itachi is not only above that in combat speed as we saw with Naruto, but he's also above Sasuke in reactionary speed with Sage Kabuto as well. So. Even if we presuppose that Kakashi, he had like 1,000 jutsu, he was like Minato's like prodigy, so he has to have some ceiling jutsu. I
Yeah,
would say to
I wouldn't be
extrapolate.
surprised if he does. Yeah, I wouldn't be
But
surprised.
the thing is, I don't think he has the
I'm
adequate
gonna
speed to even catch up to
yeah.
Itachi.
I agree with
And
that. I think that's the
Itachi is,
case. Yeah.
we know that Sharingan Genjutsu can work on someone else's again, Sharingan. So,
Yep.
I mean, he can utilize that. I mean, he has the speed. I mean, he has ceiling jutsus, of course. I mean, and pretty much infinite chakra.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Itachi is.
one thing I will say with the whole Kakashi thing though, because mind you, he's my favorite character, but I like to make sure like we're really dissecting shit too.
Mhm.
When he does like that Raikou thing and like cuts them apart and whatnot, which is impressive because like Orochimaru's sword couldn't get through or anything, and that was like 4 tails, 9 tails,
Mhm.
V2 armor. But like I believe he does it only to like what it was 3 tails and 4 tails V2. You know what I mean? To who he was like cutting through and whatnot, which it's still impressive because it's a V2 armored cloak. But I'm just saying, like, it's not like it's Killer Bee's V2 or
Yeah, they're
the
clearly
Nine Tails
Oh,
inferior.
definitely
V2.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We have
yeah.
to understand those
That
things
is
too.
true.
And then
Yeah.
not only that, he also had Guy's help as well. Because if Kakashi's there by himself fighting all those V2, I'm gonna be real. I don't think he's fucking winning that. You know what I mean? Like,